Support.
The maestro, please!
Coming at you live from YouTube, it's all of the new music this week, except it's not actually live because this is pre-recorded, and I'm not physically at YouTube, I'm just in my studio. This'll be for the week of
October 15th, 2019.
On this day in music, back in 1966, the Jimi Hendrix Experience had their first gig as a band, performing alongside French pop star Johnny Hallyday at the Paris Olympia in France. Now, this is a great collection of compositions because it shows just how talented Jessica Meyer is, not only as a composer, but as a violist, as she performs in a variety of string duos and trios. In addition, there's also a vocal composition of hers on here, performed by the renowned Roomful of Teeth.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
This one's a bit different from his previous album that we talked about, Colors of Love. It's more, and I hesitate to say it, Christmassy, yet it's not too overtly Christmassy, so you can listen to it without going, it's October, not Christmas, but it is a very much winter-themed album. Bill Frisell's Blue Note Records debut, and while Frisell performs wonderfully on the guitar, you cannot ignore the contributions made by Hayden, Bergman, and Roberts, as they're tributed on the album cover anyway, and they perform wonderfully, especially considering many of them are multi-instrumentalists. The sequel album to the 2013 Trilogy, the Chick Corea Trio, comes back at ya, featuring obviously Chick Corea and then Christian McBride on bass and Brian Blade on drums. So if you very much enjoyed the Trilogy back in 2013, I can highly recommend the second one.
Singing,
I love rock and roll!
I'm a high-stepping, high-bet, love-giving, I'm a love-getting, I'm a stranger, I love stretching out my will.
Their 10th studio album, and still joined by legendary producer Rick Rubin. Also still very much folk rock, but there are some modernized elements in there. Every now and again you do hear some digital synthesizers.
Oh, no one has, everyone has, oh, everyone has.
If you thought 10 was a lot, here's Wilco's 11th studio album. Some tracks deal with very personal matters, some tracks deal with very large matters, such as the world as a whole. Regardless, it borders on indie and soft rock, so it's not exactly going to be a headbanger, but if you want something that sounds a bit more interpersonal, I can very much recommend it.
It's bigger than hip-hop, hip-hop.
am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like an ammo. You know, really to blow you out like a...
If you loved her debut mixtape, you're gonna love her debut album. And with such a wide range of features, from Usher to Jhené Aiko to Party Next Door to, of course, Drake. I looked at the EDM charts, the top 5, hell, the top 6 didn't even move. Boy, somebody needs to release something to shake things up.
And now I need some help from the maestro, please!
You need to calm down. You're being too loud.
I'm going to mention this now because I actually don't know if this is going to be here next week. It might be, but I want to hedge my bets just in case. Regardless, the vinyl edition of this album is going to be released on the 15th of November.
If I love you, then I need ya. I fuck with you like Martin fuck with Gina. We family like we Venus and Serena. Let's go get married like we thank God in Kanisha. Don't give a fuck about...
Fun fact about Intro, which was released as its only single, it actually samples NSYNC's Oh Holy Night from their Christmas album. So there's a fun fact for you.
Yeah, Hollywood is bleeding, but we call it home. Outside the window.
Despite the fact that we're still waiting on a US certification, it's already gone 2 times platinum in Canada.
Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like an ammo. You know, really to blow you up like a
The marketing for this album was interesting. The first thing they did is on her YouTube channel, they released an infomercial in the style of 90s R&B albums that we could see back in the day. And the other thing they did is a few days before the album, they put a bunch of payphones just around the country that were stylized in the artwork for the album, and you could actually call into a number and hear snippets of it before the album was released.
I'ma get down, chopping. I'ma get down, chopping. I'ma get down. Cause when we jumping and popping, we chopping. I don't even care, girl, you know.
Well, BTS ain't the only K-pop group to top the chart in the US anymore, and SuperM actually has won over BTS. They're the first Korean group to top the chart with their first release. So I guess we'll see a battle between SuperM and BTS. Now, I would pay to see that. Now go buy, download, and or stream all of this music on whatever platform it is that you prefer.
And now I need some help on the maestro, please. Maestro.